Good morning, dear students. This is again a continuation of Module 5, and today the topics covered will be regarding finite state machines, Mealy and Moore state machines. This is perhaps the last portion in your module, and it requires almost 2 or 3 lectures. Today we'll have an introduction to finite state machines and what is Mealy model and what is Moore model. Now, first of all, let us start with what are sequential circuits. So we know that sequential circuits have memory, and the most important sequential circuits that you have learnt is counter. So what happens in counters? Actually, the next state in a counter is based on the current state. For example, if your current count is 001 in a 3-bit counter, the next state will be 010. So it's based on the current state that the next state is produced, or there should be a sequence for the states. Okay, and once we set up the circuit for a counter, some flip-flops will be connected together, some combinational logic will be used, and counter inputs will be given to the flip-flops. So once the counter as a whole unit is set up, no external inputs can be provided other than some reset option or enable option. So I think this one you will understand when you see counters in your next semester lab. So no external inputs will be provided to the counter. Once the counter is designed, it just goes on counting. Okay, so there are some applications where the next state is a function of the current state and inputs. So actually this is the behavior of a sequential circuit, right? So counters are basically circuit which depends on the state, the previous state alone. And here there are some cases where the next state is a function of not only the present state but also the inputs provided. For example, we need to design an elevator or a lift. If the elevator state is floor 0, suppose that floor 0 is one state, floor 1 is one state, and we have external button on the lift to press, right? So it can be pressed up or down. If you press up, it goes to floor 1. If you press down, it goes to ground state. So in such an elevator system, actually it has 2 states. Floor 1 is one state, floor 0 is one state. So moving from floor 0 to floor 1 depends on not only the state. For example, the lift or the elevator is in floor 0. It needs to go to floor 1. So it depends on which state it is in, definitely, but only depending on the state it cannot work. You have to provide an external input in the form of an up pressing button. Only then it will move up. So this is what I said as the external input. So counters does not require any external inputs like this, but in many systems you need our manual or external some signal to be provided to change the states. So such systems can be designed using the concept of finite state machines. So let us look at what are finite state machines. So one of the example which we commonly see for finite state machine is a vending machine. Okay, vending machines. So it has many states, like when we approach the machine is in idle state, which you can call it that is the starting state. Then you insert coins. So inserting coin can be considered as the input. Then you move to the next state to choose product and so on. This is how it works, right? So it has different states. You provide an external input in the form of coin. So all these are there in vending machines. And what is the case of elevator? Like I said you already I have told you, we have to provide external input in the sense to which floor we need to go to by pressing the button. Okay. Also there are output lights also. In the elevator you may see some light, red light, green light. So all these are some indications that it has reached a floor or it is changing floor, something like that. Okay. Okay, so whether it be a counter or a vending machine or an elevator, through the use of combinational and sequential logic, we can store information about the system in the form of a finite state machine. So, a simple example of a finite state machine that changes states without any additional inputs is a counter. Now, we'll go to exactly what is a finite state machine. So far we have seen what is a counter. Counter depends only on the previous state. If external inputs are required, for example in vending machines, in elevators, what we can do? I told you we can model them using finite state machine. So what is FSM or finite state machine? It is a machine that is supposed to have many states, and there is a logical way of moving from one state to another. So a finite state machine is the one in which it has a set of states and it has a set of state transitions or state changes. So what is actually state? It represents actually the status of a system. For example, automatic sliding doors in supermarkets have two states. Either it will be closed or open. Traffic lights contain three states. It can be red light, yellow light or green light. So more sophisticated examples can contain quite a lot of states. So usually only a single state is active in a FSM at a time. So for the machine to move from one state to another, some inputs or some techniques has to be used. Or the design should be in such a way that based on some mechanisms it moves from one state to another. So if an FSM is represented by a graph, the nodes in the graph, I hope you know what is graph theory. You represent a network or something with nodes and links or edges. So nodes are the states and the links or the edges are the state transitions. This is how we represent a finite state machine. Now, a counter can be considered as a finite state machine that goes to a prescribed sequence of states upon the application of clock. Okay? So, in general, a finite state machine is a machine which is having a finite number of states and the transition between the states. That is a simple definition of a finite state machine. There are two types of finite state machines, Mealy and Moore. So we have to specifically see what is the difference between these two. So now we'll go to first what is a Mealy machine. So it is actually a finite state machine where the output depends on present inputs and the past output or the present state. So the past output we are calling the present state because when a machine is on, the past output will be there in memory. It will be coming as our current state. And now we apply the inputs and it goes to next state. So Mealy machine is a finite state machine where the output depends on the present inputs provided and the state in which it is in. The state in which it is in depends on the previous state, okay, or the previous output. Now, the outputs are conditional. That is, the output directly depends on the input signals. That is, the output directly depends on input. If the input change, the output also will change. So this is how you represent it by a diagram. So in every state transition, this is the node. States will be represented by nodes. This is the link. Okay, this is self loop or self link. This is also self loop. So this is how you can represent a general Mealy state machine. So every transition from one state to another is associated with an output. So here, from this state, it is changing to this state. That state change happens when this input is provided. That is the meaning of this. From this state, if the machine has to move to this state, this input has to be provided, and through this movement, this output will be produced. So Mealy machines will be represented this way. So each of the state transition or the edges or the links will be associated with an input-output pair. So this is one way of representing a finite state machine, which is having finite number of states and state transitions. So I think for now you just study what is it. So when you go to example, it might be a bit more clear. It's one of the toughest topics in digital electronics. Now we'll take the example of elevator to explain this. So this is the Mealy state diagram of an elevator. I told you the inputs are button pressing. You have a button. If you press it as 0, it represents you have to go down. If you press 1, it indicates that you have to go up. States. I'm modeling an elevator which goes through only 2 states. It goes to the main floor and it goes to the second floor. You call it B. Okay. Now, outputs. I told you the elevator will be having light. It's having red light and green light. So in Mealy, I need an elevator. I'm going to design an elevator which will give you red light if there is no floor change and green light if floor is changing. That is my requirement. So I'm going to design an elevator which goes through 2 floors, main floor A and second floor B, and it will give, the elevator has lights and it will glow red whenever the state is not changing. For example, you are in ground floor, you are pressing down. There will be no lift, no change in state. So it indicates the red light. But you are in ground floor, you are pressing up. It will go to the second floor. So when it reaches the second floor, it will indicate green. So I need such an elevator design. So how can I do that using Mealy state diagram? So I have 2 states. One is the main state and one is the second floor. This is the ground floor. This is the second floor. So if I am in my ground floor, if this input button is pressed up, I will go to second floor. And what is the output? This is input output pair actually. Look here. This is input output pair. So in order to change the state from main to the second floor, I need to give an input of up. Pressing button should be up, and as a result of this change, what is my output? My green light will glow because there is a change of floor. Now, what happens if I am in my ground floor and if I press down, my input is down? There will be no state change. It will remain in the main or ground floor itself, and my light will be red because there is no state change. Now, if I am in my second floor, if I press up, it's already in up, right? So if I press up, it will remain in the second floor itself and my light will be red because there is no state change. Now, if my floor is second floor, I'm pressing down. it goes to ground floor and the light will be green because there is state change. This is how you represent this elevator example as a Mealy state diagram. So please don't forget that you have to represent the states, you have to represent the transitions as curved edges or links, and you have to write on the top of each of the link the input output pairs. This is how you represent a Mealy state diagram. So now I'm going to give values. Look this figure. I call my states as A and B. I have written here I'm going to call my states as A and B, A, B. Now I told if it is pressed up, I'm giving it is digital system, right? So if it is pressed up, I'm giving binary value of 1. If it is pressed down, I'm giving binary value of 0. And similarly for the output, if it is red light, I'm going to give a value of 0. If it is green, I'm going to give a value of 1. So you replace all up, down, green, red as zeros and ones according to my design. Okay, that is how you represent a Mealy state diagram. Now how am I going to represent my state transition table? This is how you represent a transition table for Mealy. You write first the present state. Then you write next state, comma, output for the different inputs. So here in the elevator example, how many states you have? You have states A and B. Now, next state also, output also. Output is red light indicated by 0 and green light indicated by 1. So your output can be represented. There are only two outputs. You need only one bit to represent, 0 or 1. And what is the input? Input is pressing of a button. So pressing button can take up value or down value. Up value means 1, down value means 0. So you can call the input pressing button as X value. It is 0 or it can be 1. You're going to make it a digital system, okay? Now, if my elevator is in ground floor, if my pressing of button is X, look here. It's based on this diagram I'm going to write the table. I'm in state A. If my input is 0, look here. Where am I going to? State A itself with output 0. That is what written here, state A with output 0. Now, if I'm going to input 1, what happens in state A? I'm remaining in my state A, I'm going to input 1. It goes to B with output 1. So it goes to B with output 1. That is what is written here. Next state. If I am in state A and I am going to input 1, go up. It will go to floor B and output of 1 or green light will be on. That is the meaning of that. Similarly, you can write this also. If I am in second floor, if I am pressing down, it goes to A with output or green light as 1. And if I am in B, if I am pressing 1, it remains in B with output 0. This is how, so it's based on this diagram you are going to write this table. So actually the state table is a tabular representation of the state diagram. This figure made into a table is actually this one. Okay, I hope it is clear now. Now we'll go to what is a Moore machine. So far we have seen what is Mealy. So Moore machine is the one in which the output depends on only the present state, like I told you about the counters. So usually represented by Moore models. So the outputs are unconditional. It directly does not depend on the input signals. Okay, and every state is associated with an output. So this is how you draw this. I have two states represented by nodes. State transitions has only input. For Mealy model, you had the input-output pair. Here you have only the input on the links. So where will you write the output? The output will be written together with the state. So what is the meaning of this? Each state will be associated with an output. So this state can provide only this output. This state can provide only this output. That is the meaning of this. So this way of modeling a finite state machine is called Moore modeling. Now we'll see the example of elevator again. Same, my input is button pressing. It has two values, 0 and 1. States A and B, main floor and second floor. Sorry, it is A and B. Okay, I'm cutting this. It is A and B. Now outputs, lights on. That is my output. Switching on some light. So red value, which is always 0 when it is in ground floor, and green light, which is always 1 when it is in second floor. So if you need an elevator like this, it means always when it is in a certain state or certain floor, it should give a particular output. That is, if it is always in ground floor, your output should be red. If it is going to some other floor, for example second floor, if it is in that floor, you indicate green. Suppose that the elevator had one more floor, third floor. So third floor will be given with another light. So if you need to design such a system, it's always better to go for Moore state diagram. That is, each floor or each state will be associated with a particular output. If such a design is needed, it's always better to go for Moore state diagram. I hope it is clear now. In previous example, for Mealy, you designed an elevator which glows depending on state transition. If there is no state change, it will be red. If there is state change, it will be green. But here in Moore state diagram, always a state will be associated with an output. That is, if it is in one particular floor, one output. Another particular floor, another output. Like that. So this is how you draw the Moore state diagram. Here I have represented two states. So if it is in main state, always the red light will be on. Second floor, it always the green light will be on. Now I am in main floor. I want to go up. It will reach the second floor. If I press down, it will go to, from second floor, if I press down, it will go to main. If I am in main and I press down, it will remain in main. If I am in second floor, if I press up, it will remain in second floor. This is how I can give binary values to the states, and based on this state diagram, I should write my state table. So please don't forget that always together with the state, you will be representing the output. For example, state A, always the output is 0 or red light. State B, always the output is 1 or green light. And on the arrows, you write only the input. So this is the difference. Please don't forget that. So based on this, you write the state table. The difference in state table from Mealy is that in Mealy, you wrote next state, comma, output. Here I am writing next state alone and output separately. Because why? State A always has output 0. State B always has output 1. So I don't need to write this together with this. So this one is separate, this one is separate, and this one is separate. That is the only difference from Mealy model. So I hope the introductory class to Mealy and Moore model of finite state machines is almost okay for you. So usually in KDU questions, they ask the diagram like this. Just a minute. So usually what we see in 2 or 3 question papers, they give the state diagram like this. Then they ask you to identify what type of state machine is this, and then you design the machine. So how to do if such problems come, how to solve that will be taken in the next 2 sessions. So that's all for now. Thank you.